Hi, it is Tuesday, April 23rd. Welcome back to VEDA. Today is a Throwback Tuesday again, and we're going to be talking about my Psiren costume from Fullmetal Alchemist. Now, I did Psiren for Anime North back in 2007. The plan was actually to do my Midna costume that year, and then something happened. And I needed a backup. Previously, a friend of mine and I had been talking about sort of doing gag costumes from Fullmetal Alchemist, and it was a joke that I should do Psiren and that he would do Armstrong's sister was the character, but the fantasy version of Armstrong's sister that the character whose name I can't remember right now thought she would look like, so basically Armstrong in a dress. And the deal was that we would each make those costumes. And so when Midna fell through, I was like, you know what? I can do Psiren. I can put that together. It was last minute. Of course, my friend never ended up doing Armstrong's sister. So that was pretty annoying, but I did Psiren, and I think it turned out pretty well. I basically just ran out to Fabricland, picked up some rib knit in black and gray because it was cheap and they had the same fabric in black and gray. I got a pattern for like a Chinese style dress with that high neck to use for the top. I based the bottom of the bodysuit on dancewear that I own, and then pants were basic legging style. Again, one was chopped off the thigh to become a thigh high. I did get some flesh tone shorts to wear underneath because that's a little too much exposure for me otherwise. And apparently it did a good job of being a convincing flesh tone because I had a few people come up to me and say, "Oh, okay, no, you're wearing clothes, that's good," because from a distance, whoa. The mask was made from Model Magic, which on one hand was great. It was really lightweight and comfortable to be wearing on my face for most of the day. On the downside, it dried too quickly for me. Like, I guess I tend to work a little bit too slow for air drying clay, because when I needed to join little bits and add and make some changes, it had already started drying out. I couldn't, like, attach pieces really at all. So it survived the con, but it really didn't survive very well after the con. Anywhere I made a join, the Model Magic fell apart, unfortunately. So that's one thing to keep in mind if you are working with it. If you work slowly, it might dry too quick. I had relatively recently cut my hair, so I just went with my regular hair. Again, one of the reasons I was doing this costume last minute was because I didn't need to buy a wig. And I got it all done in time, wore it to Anime North. Since it was all done and since I was proud of my work, I decided to enter the masquerade. Not my first masquerade entry, but it was my first entry at Anime North, so definitely my first big masquerade entry. Dan the Video Ninja suggested a really good song for me. It was The Joker and the Thief, and he edited a short version that I could use to be on stage. I did a little sort of dance number. Kate, who goes by Kusan Ivy, was doing alcohol-activated tattoos, so I got her to do the alchemy symbol tattoo on Psiren's chest, so I made sure to show that off. Had some fun with Gord, who was the MC that year. Didn't win any prizes, but I did have a really good time, and it was a really good first masquerade experience. First big masquerade experience. And since that costume was really just a one-off, supposed to be a deal with my friend, and he was supposed to make the other costume and never did, that was pretty much the only time that I wore it, was to that Anime North. So I do have some photos with lots of other Fullmetal Alchemist cosplayers, because it was quite popular at the time. But it has since been sold, so it has a new home, and I hope the girl who bought it is enjoying it. Now, I don't think I'm going to be doing a throwback next Tuesday just because it is the last day of the month. It'll be the 30th, and I want to do something a little different for that. So we have one more throwback. It'll be Throwback Thursday this week, so I have a few options and I'd like to know what you guys would like to see. So options are Gabriel from Constantine, Pink Pagoda Fairy, which is an original creation. I could talk about some old Halloween costumes, which were cosplay before I was really cosplaying. And one last option is the Sorting Hat mascot style costume I made for a friend from Harry Potter. The costume was from Harry Potter, not the front. There is one more thing that I want to talk to before we go today, and it is that Professor Enigma in one of her VEDAs was discussing some of her old con badges. And so in the spirit of throwbacks, I thought I would show you some of my old badges, all of my old badges actually. It's taken me a long time to figure out how to display them properly because the collection keeps growing and it kept outgrowing what I had set up previously. But I have a good solution now. It might have shown up in some of my vlogs before, but I think it generally gets cut off in the framing with the widescreen and whatnot. But I will show you now. So basically what I have set up here is a garland. This is the most recent over here. That's packs on the end there. And as we go along, they get older and older and older and older and older and older, all the way down to my first Anime North badge there. So that is every badge from every convention I have gone to. Technically there are 3 cons which are not represented there, but that's because they didn't give out a ticket or a wristband or a badge of any kind. It was just a hand stamp. But history of cons behind me now. Alright, have a good night guys. I will see you tomorrow.